Hey, this is Duncan MacPherson with Pareto Systems. I wanted to do a quick follow-up video regarding the lost art of articulating value with an emphasis on the perils of jargon. Okay, so every sector has industry jargon. In fact, if you go online, type in financial jargon, you see that there are in excess of 13,000 financial terms. Okay, and whether it's acronyms, phraseology, whatever the case may be. And obviously, we don't want to be conspicuous in the absence of communicating things that demonstrate our technical ability and our knowledge and skills and credentials. But you also don't want to be swimming in a pool of sameness. And remember something, you're not marketing to yourself. Okay, I know you know what you're talking about, but does the client understand? Now I'll give you a little context. So not long ago, I bought an e-bike. Okay, so I'm not sure how you feel about e-bikes. I love mine. It's cheating a little bit, but if I go for a ride with my wife, we get to ride together and flattens hills. You don't show up on the other end all sweaty. And if you want a real workout, you just turn the power down and pedal harder. I mean, it's pretty great. Anyway, my e-bike, the gears started slipping. So I took it back to the shop and I managed to speak to the owner. I explained the problem and he said, oh, that's probably something with the cassette. And I kind of paused and I thought to myself, the cassette, what are you talking about, the cassette? I'm old, so when I think of cassette, I think of a cassette tape. You go online and type in cassette, that's what shows up. But anyway, he kept talking about the cassette. And it occurred to me, I said to him, do you mean the sprocket? Because that's what I think of the disc that the pedals are attached to that connects with the chain and, with the teeth and, it's the sprocket. Anyway, again, kind of dating myself. Anyway, bike got fixed. Back to your industry. Data dumping with jargon, asset allocation, standard deviation, Monte Carlo simulation, and on it goes. I mean, you're just not differentiating yourself. And again, you're adding to the commoditization of the business. It's interesting. I often ask a financial advisor this very simple question. What do you do? Like, what business are you in? What makes you different? How do you stand out from the pack? And again, great messenger, but the messaging, and sometimes they get all serious and they say, okay, look, we do things a little differently around here. We take a holistic approach to financial planning. And I get it, but holistic, to me, that speaks to sort of the health and wellness field. I get it. It means whole, but I would much rather you talk in terms of what's panoramic and all-encompassing and fluid and dynamic around your approach, getting out in front of evolving needs and, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, and just avoiding jargon at all costs. In fact, articulating your value in a perfect world should be framed in these three drivers. First of all, brevity. Always strive for brevity, which means you get to the point quickly and you don't talk about talking about things. You tell people what time it is. You don't build them a clock, and you're led by them. If they want more information, if they send out probes and ask you questions and they start using jargon, then you can go into more detail. But they're giving you permission. You see, brevity activates permission marketing. Now you've got a more engaged audience and you know what you're dealing with in terms of knowledge and their desire to understand your core competency. So brevity. Specificity means you talk in meaningful specifics. And again, leave them wanting more. And then finally, proprietary. Decommoditize your value by punctuating your approach with the things that someone can only get from you. You're not transactional. The individual solutions you provide are not proprietary, but how you put it all together is yours. You don't have 1 year of experience 25 times. You've cracked the code. You've reached this inflection point where there's no mystery to your approach, but they're not buying individual things. They're buying into your process. They're buying into the things that they can only get from you. This is how you competitor-proof existing clients and do quick little mid-course corrections to prevent them from drifting into this mindset of familiarity and loyalty fatigue. And with prospective clients, you activate contrast and you trigger moments of recognition and awareness for the things that they're dissatisfied in terms of their current situation without you having to use any salesmanship. Remember, you're trying to make them aware of the things that they're not happy with and get them focused on their unmet needs and the things that they want to address, and restoring that liberation and order in their life so that they don't have to micromanage, and you just let them go do what they're good at doing, knowing that you've got this. So brevity, specificity, and it's proprietary. The absence of data dumping. You're not trying to impress somebody, you're trying to impress upon them. And to do that, you don't need jargon. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. This is Duncan MacPherson with Pareto Systems. Make it a great day.